tell you, when I graduated, there was one black boy in my school, and he was, I mean, everybody loved him, but I bet I can't imagine what the pressure of that had to have been.
Yeah, no.
But you know, I mean, when I first moved here, like, they would tell black people to get out of town before it got dark.
You know what? When I first started at the VA, in 2007, there was a woman who worked in a different section, but in the same, on the same floor, and apparently, we were. No, you don't. Apparently, we were at Little Rock Air Force Base at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Right. Like she had in-processed in like 95, and I in-processed in 98. Mm-hmm. But we were there at
overlap.
Yeah. And apparently, when she in-processed, now 1995, I'm a senior in high school, right? 95, 96. She said that when she in-processed, they told the black airmen not to go to Cabot.
Yep.
Wow.
I've heard that.
And that
I've
is
heard
the
that
fucking
before.
truth.
Yep.
They were not to come here.
I about fell out of my fucking chair when I heard this.
Oh yeah, ugly things happened even when when we were in high school here. Like, there was a predominantly black team playing football against us one night. And of course, Cabot was an all-white team because that one guy, he didn't play football because he was a little big guy, and I don't remember.
What was that? Was it fucking? What was the team? Do you remember?
I don't even remember. Might have been Pine Bluff. I don't know.
Fuck, if it was from my area, it'd have to be, because fucking we were 3A. Pine Bluff was like 4 or 5.
I don't remember.
Of course, Cabot now was like 7 or 8.
Yeah, we were
stupid.
4A at the time when we were in
Jesus,
school.
yeah, I think Pine Bluff was 4A at the time.
Because I think we played Pine Bluff.
Because us and Dollaway were both 3A in Chapel.
But
Chapel always whipped our ass.
You know
on
how
homecoming.
it used to be a thing, and I hadn't been to a high school football game in years, where like as they would come out, they'd have the banners and they'd run through and the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
Well, we were playing that all black team, and it might not have been all black, but predominantly.
Right. It could have been Central too.
Yeah. And a bunch of guys ran onto the thing with
Confederate.
Yeah, I just lost all my words. Not just the word, all of them. Yeah, Confederate flag, and we're saying stuff. And that happened when we went to school here in 90, so it used to be...
Jesus Christ, that's fucking disgusting.
It is gross. It's gross.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I think anytime you paint somebody with a broad brush like that, anybody, whether it be for their sexual choices or their race or their religion or whatever, and just say X people are X because X, you're gross.
Yeah.
And you're showing your ignorance. And so
it's weird for me because where I grew up, I mean, it was a really good mix of white people and black people and Asian and Mexican.
Kind of had a melting pot.
And with my family, I was around a lot of immigrants, so people from all different countries. So
did you grow up near a base?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wichita Falls has Shepherd Air Force Base.
It's just odd for me to why can't fucking people just get along? I don't.
It was so crazy to me because you always think
But here's the thing: they don't want to. Even these people that I had mentioned this earlier this week. They don't want to get along. I had to unfollow a girl that I went to high school with. We were always cool. She's funny as shit. Like, if you could imagine a black female version of me, that's her, right? Until she started with the racist shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Apparently 20... Oh, God. 20...
You're showing your age.
We had this...
24 year old.
Is it 24? 24 years.
Yeah, 96, you're 6 years younger than me.
Yeah. Apparently 24 years... And shit has fucking changed a lot. So much so that I had to unfollow her. Fucking hurt my heart that I had to do that. But I'm like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna jump in this fucking pile of shit every time I see some bullshit post from her. You know, and it wasn't quite enough to make me unfriend her, you know?
Right.
But it was certainly more than enough to make me not want to see the bullshit go across my timeline. And I was like, what in the fuck, man? Did I miss the memo?
Well, I replied to a girl.
Because if I'm not mistaken, she still lives in Pine Bluff. So, not much has fucking changed, you know?
You know, so I mean, I hate to say I see both sides because I know that I've never had to have that fear. But I mean, I get it. I understand the fear. I understand because y'all. Maybe this is the reason I have a different point of view. I feel like y'all didn't grow up around prejudice.
No, I mean, really, it seems like...
See, I did. My dad...
Y'all
Do we need to
talking.
pause?
Well, I don't know how to pause that, so... Well,
All right, so... So what you want to talk about, honey?
I don't know, bud.
Chris had to go potty. She's taking a call.
Chris is probably going to poop.
Yeah, probably.
Whenever I need to.
Are you pooping?
Love you, bye.
He won't answer me. He must be.
Yeah, he probably is.
Everything okay with Alexis?
Yeah. Somebody wants to buy the saw, and I'm not selling it.
Oh.
But like I
It's
said,
mine. I don't have to.
you know, I grew up the whole time growing
Around
up.
a lot of different kinds of
mix
people.
of people. We didn't live on the great side of town, but we didn't live on the bad side of town.
But
there was a lot of drug activity
you-
and stuff like that. But
You would have been allowed. I know your grandma was weird about you having friends over and stuff.
my pop. Now, one time a little black boy came up to my door. He lived down the road, Latravius. And he came to the door, and my pop answered. Which,
But
See,
would
I
it have been?
don't-
I bet it would have been any different if he was a white boy.
I don't know, and this is what I don't understand. Now, my pop, he grew up in a little bitty East Texas town.
Well, and
And he could say some stuff that was quite racist. Like, one of his best friends was black, and I don't understand how somebody could have a best friend who's black
And say that
some
shit.
of the shit he did. But
See-
Latravius came to the door to ask if I'd come out and play, and Pop told him never come back.
But again, you weren't allowed to play with
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to play with anybody.
little white kids either. So I don't know if that's the best test.
Yeah.
My dad, if Latravius had come to my door and asked to play with me, my dad would have told him to go away. And then when he left, my dad would have beat my ass for having a black friend. For giving a black boy the impression that he could play with me.
Wow.
So maybe that's the difference. I've heard the ugly up close and personal. So when people say that shit, I know what they're really saying because my dad was the worst. I used to get these where I just rage cry because I wanted to watch the fucking Cosby Show or the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I couldn't watch that.
I watched all that stuff.
Oh no!
growing up.
Mm-mm. You could because they weren't people.
Wow.
That he really would tell me that, and I would get so angry. So maybe that's why I see a different viewpoint than you, because right there at my dinner table, I heard that ugly shit, and I was like, that doesn't fly with me. And you just
This may sound racist, but I also, being around, a mix of people, I can also tell you, in my experience, growing up as a girl, a lot of negativity,
Happened to
sexually,
you.
I guess, with black guys. Never one time, a white boy touched me. And, everything else, touching, things that were said, just really disgusting stuff. It was always black guys, so I've always carried that with me,
it made you anxious about it, But I really think maybe that's because she was talking about that little boy coming to ask her to play, and her pop had a fit.
Right.
Like I said, my dad would have said the same thing. You get out here, don't you ever fucking come back. But then he would have beat my ass because I gave that little black boy the impression he was good enough to play with me.
Wow.
So
That's some significant racism.
oh yeah, that's why I have so little tolerance for it.
See, that's
because
what-
I used to have to sit at the dinner table every night as a captive fucking audience and listen to that shit. And
Oh my god, I don't know how many times my pop would say the N-word, and I would be raging inside.
See, I mean,
he
And then
would do
his
it.
best friend's black.
He
like,
would
what
do
the
it
fuck?
just to piss me off, and if I wanted to watch, at the time, Fresh Prince was everything, that was so popular. The Cosby Show. We didn't know he was a pervert back then.
We didn't know the dual meaning of
Putting it in.
He was everybody's dad back then.
Yeah, we didn't know where he was putting his pops,
Yeah.
so to speak.
putting my dick where it don't belong.
But
See, but it was so much different for me, and you know, you grew up in a town that was like 99.999 repeating percent white,
and aggressively didn't. I mean, it was ugly here. I'm telling you, in Bologna, it was worse than it was here.
Well, see, and I grew up in. All right, so you know, like here we've got Jacksonville, Cabot, Austin,
they kind of
Ward,
bleed
Beebe.
into one big town,
Right. So in down there, you've got Whitehall, Dollaway, Pine Bluff, Watson, Chapel. Right. It's all Jefferson County. I guess technically Redfield is too, but it's way the fuck up there. But you've got those four. They're all Jefferson County. It's the second biggest county in the fucking state. Right.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the biggest is Pulaski, and then
Yeah.
Jefferson's just fucking massive. They've got a population of probably 250,000 people. But anyway, you know, all of this. I mean, I was everywhere in there.
Yeah.
And not one time, not a single fucking time that I can remember, did I have a problem because of my skin color. I may have had a problem because I smarted off.
Yeah.
I did have a problem one time because I fucked a dude's girlfriend. That was interesting. But not once about my skin color.
And that's great. That is so great. I wish that
that's why I have such an issue when I see people that I went to high school with. I know where they were raised.
You know what?
I know how they were raised. And then I see them throwing this fucking racist shit.
But again, you don't know what happened to her. Just like, you know, I guarantee nobody that went to school with me, unless I've told them, would have thought I was a victim of sexual assault.
Right.
You don't know what somebody, you know, in the deep dark, and that, you know, and I think that, I guess that is, I had never really thought about that before, about our different experiences, because I mean it was just such a, and I was held captive to it. I couldn't. I'm a crusader. I like, you know, I like to fight for the underdog. I can't stand injustice, and so to listen every day to that bullshit. Anytime it came up, if I wanted to watch a show, I would get in trouble. You know, I remember one time I had gone to a I was probably like 8, a skate party, and
a what? Oh, escape.
Like
I thought you said escape party.
No, skate.
Sounds fun.
No, like an escape room or something.
No,
but
a skate party, and
that's
I'm
probably-
Southern, so we have that little.
Yeah, I know.
And
Roller rinks were life, Chris.
Yeah.
But and a black boy asked me to dance, or not dance, but skate. You know?
Right.
I mean, we were 8. I mean, it's not like we were making babies.
Yeah.
And
You don't know.
my sister came out on the floor, got me, drugged me out, and said, "You have got to not do that. If anybody's daddy is in here and tells daddy, he will." You know.
That is.
I didn't even think about it. I just thought he was my friend.
See, that's
And that's what I
fucking
wish we
sickening.
could go back to. I wish we could go back to when we were
Innocence.
kids and we could be friends with whoever the fuck we wanted, and we didn't see each other's skin type. And
or money, or we just saw people for who they are. That's. I mean, I know that's a
like,
Pollyanna
oh,
thing.
you like doing this? I like doing that too. Let's be
Yeah,
best
I just
friends.
wish we could have that innocence where. So yeah,
You know what? All right, so y'all probably won't believe this, but I used to be in really, really good shape. I used to play basketball like 3 hours a day, right?
okay.
I played basketball up and down Pine Bluff and Little Rock, both under the
Those bridges and
under the
stuff.
bridge in
They
Canis.
took those out.
I know, yeah.
That's unfortunate because
And
they
that
were
was
there for
like
20 years.
for a long time.
Yeah,
But
like
that
20
was like
years.
a thing.
But I used to play basketball in Canis Park. Never had a problem.
yeah,
Ne-
now
one-
you'd
one
have a
time-
problem, but now another different kind of problem.
One time, some motherfucker's thumbnail cut me. That was the extent of my problems.
Now somebody's thumbnail would be in your butthole.
Ooh, no, that's not. I don't know what kind of games they're playing, but I just wanted to play basketball. And
Has that turned into like Bird's
That's
Park?
the kind
They're
of
all
games
like
they're
that.
that's
playing
not.
in
That's
Canis
not. I'm
Park.
not interested. I don't want it. Is what I'm saying. I don't want any part of it.
But
That's what
y'all,
I'm saying.
we got to wrap this up because we've been going a long time. But bottom line is, do we have to?
Do we have to stop? Yes.
Oh, okay.
We're at almost an hour.
I'm wrapping
Yes.
it up. I'm circling my wagons.
The bottom line is be cool. Quit being a dickhead.
Don't judge people on anything besides how they act. Like, it doesn't matter how much money they have, who they like to give blowies to.
And cops aren't your enemies. Like we were talking about earlier, in every single
No.
field, in the world.
Asshole
there
cops
is
are your
going
enemies.
to be good people and there's going to be bad people.
Asshole doctors are my enemies. Asshole